Welcome, friends. Let us together rebuild this world so that we may live, laugh, and lore.
I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
I can bring you in warm, or I can bring you in cold.
Not listening. I'm not listening.
Oh, that took.
Program loaded and ready.
Make it so.
Welcome to the Live, Laugh, Lore Podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Tony.
And I'm Mark.
And Mark.
We're back with another guest episode. But Tony,
who is this guest?
Our listeners have heard her before, but she hasn't been on solo yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah,
She was on the Ladies of Lore Pod, right?
Wow.
But it's my better half, Taylor.
Hi.
Taylor, how's it going?
Oh, you know, it's good. I'm excited to be here, and this will be fun. This will be a wild ride.
I was about to say, so it's kind of funny because I didn't even think about that. I'm now thinking about it. I think most of our guests always had their own before they did like a group one.
Right.
I think, Taylor, you might be the only person to go the other way. How does it feel to be historical, now a historical figure on the Live Laugh Lore Pod?
It feels amazing. It is truly an honor.
Yeah, but now, hey, we're going now themes now. So now you're kind of in the driver's seat. So what are we talking about today?
Well, think about this before. Right. Sorry, Taylor, real quick.
Oh, it's okay.
Jenna was our very first guest on the show.
Yeah.
And Taylor's our last guest of year 2. So it's just kind of,
bookending.
Little bookends.
Yeah.
We're not done. There is going to be
a
year 3. But I'm just
Mark
saying.
and I had to make an announcement right now.
I do also just want to say that the last time I did this, I was just Mark's girlfriend. And while we're recording this, I am Mark's fiance now.
Wow.
So we
audio
did talk
listeners,
about
if you
that,
can hear it, the left hand is a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
It is.
You
It's
can hear
really
it.
hard to
Yeah.
just hold it up now. Oh, yeah. So. But today, I wanted to talk about some headcanons. Mark introduced me to this concept, and I will out myself. I do not have the vast knowledge that Mark and Tony have.
Allegedly.
Of Harry Potter and the first 6 episodes of Star Wars. I will die on that hill. So we're going to talk a little bit about Harry Potter and some Star Wars, and we'll kind of just see where the wind blows us today.
Well, talk about this first, Taylor. I mean,
okay.
you grew up watching Star Wars with your dad.
I did.
This is true. Yeah, because when you're in a group episode, we didn't get a background on Taylor.
Yeah, so
what's the lore?
Tell us a little bit about that and how your journey with Star Wars and then Harry Potter, and just give us a little background.
Oh, how I got into all this?
Yeah.
Oh,
and how you
buckle in.
continue to go into it.
Yes.
Because you are effectively now going to be marrying Mark, which means this is a lifelong commitment.
It's never over.
Like you're not marrying Mark, you're marrying the Live Laugh Lore Pod.
Yeah.
I think
basically, the package deal. When I was a kid, I mean, oh gosh, so we were in South Carolina, military kid, proud military kid. We were stationed in South Carolina, so I was there from like 0 to 3. I remember I had a teeny tiny TV in my room. I'm going to age myself too. I had the TV that had the VCR built in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was a chef's kiss. That was some good stuff.
And if you walk by, a little sag electricity, your arm hair kind of goes
yes!
up.
I missed the rush.
The good old boob tube. Yeah.
So my dad, I had all the Star Wars, all that were out at the time. I had them on VHS. And I believe the first episode 1 came out in 99? Was it 99 or was it 2000? It was 99. Something like that.
I'm almost certain 99.
Phantom Menace was 99, yeah.
So Phantom Menace was 99. Yeah, so that one would have been out at the time, and I believe my dad had it. But I was absolutely obsessed with Return of the Jedi. That was my favorite.
Oh, okay.
That was my favorite. It still is. And I had that on VHS on repeat. So that's when it started, Mark. Mark has to put up with me repeating everything.
This used to be a time in, we don't all want to age ourselves here, where VHS tapes could damage the tape based on how many times you've watched it, rewind it, watched it, rewind it. So it's like, So it mattered.
So it all started with Return of the Jedi. No,
also,
my dad, I didn't understand anything that was happening, but I would just watch it. I knew the characters, and obviously you pick up on emotions when you're a kid, and you're like, oh, they're sad, something bad must have happened, or oh no, they look scared, that kind of thing.
It was made for kids. I mean, there's a very clear, this is a light side, this is a dark side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's fun, too, from a literary perspective, thinking about that, but that's not what we're here for today. But I will say
We
that.
could
that
be
was
here for it.
I was going to say.
Taylor, you're in the driver's seat.
That is
Right.
true.
Mark and I-
We can get
I
into
was
it
going
if
to
you
say,
want.
sorry if it gets a little too literary for people, but
Mark and I are here.
Oh,
We're
awesome.
here for it. It's just whatever you want.
Yeah, no, but I'm trying to keep this short too because I have a fear of being long-winded. But I started watching Star Wars with my dad, and I think it was just the nostalgia of it all. I really it's just that's the memories I have with my dad. And we still talk about it to this day, or we'll send like memes over Instagram and stuff like that, or all that jazz. But it started there, and then Harry Potter, my aunt was really into it, and she kind of introduced it to the family. My dad and I at one point were reading the books together. And then so I was super into that. I thought the movies were really cool. I just thought that it was so interesting to like live in this like fantasy land. Like there's like so much that can happen that's so different from reality, like what we live in. Not that I like needed to escape all the time, but it was kind of cool to I was always a nerdy kid in school, and being the new kid too, because you move around a lot. 9 schools by 9th grade, you start to get the hang of being a new kid.
Yep.
And so being new, like that was always kind of like a fun place to turn to. Wasn't. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
really
it's okay.
quick.
Yeah.
Did you read the books before you watched the movies, or was it a little bit of a mix?
No, I'm a rebel. I didn't.
Watch the movies and then books?
I did. I watched
okay.
the movies
I'm
and
the
then
same
I read
way.
the
I'm
books.
the same way.
Okay,
Mark,
good.
I know Mark's not, and
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but
No,
I think
it's okay.
right when you're saying that, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, so yeah, because 9th grade, and yeah, you'd have been
yeah.
right around all that time. So
I think it was whenever. I think it was for Harry Potter, the 7th movie, Part 2. I think that came out. We went to like a midnight premiere. I went with a couple of my friends, and I hadn't.
Sorry,
I hadn't
Tony.
Finished.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
no.
sorry.
I don't know.
You don't have to rehash
All
it.
right.
I haven't.
Mark,
I
that was a
haven't-
low blow.
yeah.
You know it.
I haven't finished. I hadn't at that point finished the books, and I'm like slightly ashamed, but also like I don't care. I'll admit it. I finished the books last year, and I listened to them all on audiobook.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
Peep,
okay.
Peep Jim Dale. He was awesome. I loved his narration.
Yeah. I was about
I'm
to
a
say,
Stephen Fry guy myself, but
dude, he does a good one too. But
okay.
it's just so
We'll
funny
talk about
because
that
I
later.
thought we were same because what happened with I was very similar. I was watching these movies, very involved. I knew there was books out, and I was never really a reading kid. I don't know what it was. It was just and I wasn't a great reader anyways. And I finished all the books before the 7th Part 2 came out.
Okay, gotcha.
So it was one of those things where like I didn't know how it was going to resolve, and it's crazy to think that back. Like, oh, I finished literally all the books. So the only books that didn't get spoiled for me was like the last half of the 7th book,
gotcha.
which was like I was like, oh, I was kind of bummed. I was like, I wish I had this emotion the whole time.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
movie. I thought you were going to say something very similar, but
No, it's okay. I finished them just last year, so
hey,
yikes.
you know what?
But-
all good.
Yeah. Better late than never. So, but I mean, when it was like you said with reading as a kid, I also wasn't a big reader, and so those books did help get me into reading. But those books also started sparking my interest in other types of, I wouldn't say like fantasy sci-fi stuff, but any book that had some sort of unrealistic element. I really enjoyed that. Any books that dealt with dystopian societies, anything like that, I was very intrigued by. But I definitely think it was both Star Wars and Harry Potter. Just like my family got into the movies, reading the books with my dad. Like we would try to race each other. School got in the way, but
Yeah.
like that was kind of what got me to it. And now I'm definitely like I've gone rogue because my dad, he like will read history novels now, and I'm like looking for the next romantasy book that's out. So which I know Jenna and we were on the ACOTAR podcast for, but yeah, since then, yeah, I read more than 60 books last year, and more than 90% of those were romantasy. So
Oh wow.
So yeah.
So you really went full hog on
I definitely did. Well,
on
yeah.
that theme.
Yeah, I did.
But hey,
So-
you know
So
what?
there may
It's all
be-
good.
There may be a Ladies of Lore Part 2.
Oh, of
Maybe.
course, there's got to
Yeah,
be. I
we
mean,
gotta do some more. But,
It's not an if, it's a when.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
was-
all that to say, it's still I don't know that I have your guys' knowledge.
Oh, I think we fake it till we make it. But
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I was trying
Actually,
to
we
think,
don't do any research. We know everything that we've ever said on this podcast.
and we've never looked things
And
up.
we've never
in
looked things up.
mid-podcast.
No,
never.
it has
That's
been
true.
just
That's true.
pure
So
knowledge.
true. I'm checking my nose to make sure that it didn't just grow after.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So
I was trying to think my order, and I know for sure I saw.
Oh, dude, I remember one.
I remember seeing the first one before reading the books. That's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
we're on Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably 2 and 3. All I know is I remember. Well, after seeing the first movie, I was really afraid. I was pretty young, and I thought Voldemort was going to come get me. So, and like a dark hallway, I didn't really want to go in. I remember that, but also Joe was really big into the books.
Oh yeah.
And so it was a big deal when we'd get the books because Joe would spend all day reading it. The next day I would spend all day reading it, and the next day Paul would spend all day reading it.
Yeah.
I remember distinctly the 5th book that happening. I think by the time I got into it, 1 through 4 of the books were already out.
Yep.
And so I had read those. But I remember it was a huge deal when Order of the Phoenix came in the mail, and Joe had it all day. Same deal with Half-Blood Prince and Deathly Hallows.
Yeah. I remember. I will never. I stayed over at Mark's house.
Oh,
And this is the two stories, just from Mark's perspective. Because I was like, no way. I know for a fact you read the books before the movies came out. At least for some of them, the back half for sure.
Back half for sure.
Was because
but by the time we got old enough, I mean, the Harry Potter 1 came out, 2003?
Yeah.
So, like I said, I think I saw that movie before. Sorry, go ahead.
No. But I would love now as a parent to go talk with your Aunt Amy, or your mom, because it was so funny to me. Because we spent the night that night.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget it. And I'm almost certain it was a Harry Potter book. It might have been a Lord of the Rings book. I don't remember. But either way, Joe spent all night reading.
Oh, certainly, yeah.
And he came downstairs, kind of a little dead to the world. And your mom asked him, hey, did you sleep at all? And Joe's like, no, I spent all night reading. I would love to get into her head and be like, are you mad at that point? At your kid? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are you mad that he stayed up all night? Like, they did the bad thing of staying up all night. But they did it reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's gotta come for something.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I snuck a little flashlight into my bedroom, and I had a little reading light. I was a what would you say, a rebel at that point. That's right. With my reading.
I think that was Deathly Hallows, that one. Where
I'm
Joe
almost
stayed up all
certain,
night.
but it's just so funny. I remember sitting there and be like, oh my gosh. But the second one was, I can't remember if it was you or Paul, but either way, I hadn't read the books yet.
Oh, yeah.
And I will never forget that I was reading mid-book, and it was actually the 4th one. Mm-hmm. And I think it was Paul, because he seems like a Paul move. But Mark, you can probably confirm or deny.
I'm sure already it's Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, I love you, Paul, but I'm with this.
Yeah, was
Paul.
the fact of Paul's like, isn't it crazy that Rita Skeeter's a beetle? I was like, what are you talking? And that was like the only of the 4th movie. Like the 4th movie did such a good job of maintaining and staying true to the book. Mm-hmm. The only book twist was the fact that Rita Skeeter's a beetle, and that's how she knows everything. And I was like, yeah, I remember being pretty upset at that point.
Yeah, it was probably
because I think I was
Paul.
reading it at your house or something. I don't remember, but
you're right. That one is pretty true to the book. And it's
I think
just
that's the only one that's not. Yeah.
It's the last. It's like the last chapter.
It's literally the last chapter, and it's an image too. Because there's no way. And he goes, "Oh, here's the book. We have the Sacred Tomes next to us, but here's the book." And he showed he showed them the page, and no joke, it was right there, and it was her as a beetle. I was like, "You dastardly deed!" I was upset, but sorry, I didn't mean to go off that. We're going nostalgia lane, but
now I'm thinking, I'm like, well, I do want to correct something I said. I was a reader up until school it was like I got really crazy with extracurriculars. So like 6th grade it was middle school. Middle school I didn't read as much, but elementary school I did. Right. Middle school I didn't. And then it was halfway through high school that I finally eased up on some of my caseload. Mm-hmm. And I had some pockets of time to read, and then just kept reading and going from there. Did want to correct myself on that.
Yeah. I mean,
middle school,
I
those
just
years.
became a reader at 28, 29.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I started 28, really, and that was like the big thing. I'm not a reader, and now I am.
Yeah. Better late than never. Like I said, better late than never. Maybe that's my new mantra. Yeah. But for a new, because we're recording this in the new year, so 2026. So my 2026, allegedly, my new mantra, folks, is now Better late than never. You
Yeah.
heard it here.
Oh wait, no, this does release at the new year.
Yeah,
Okay, we're
yeah,
good.
so we're
For a
good.
second,
Yeah,
'cause
it's
normally
not-
I was
yeah.
like, whoa,
yeah.
do we want to peel back the curtain, let our audience know that? No,
Yeah,
it's-
it's
No,
in
no,
the
no,
new
no.
year.
Yeah, I'm like, we're recording. I'm saying in the new year.
Yeah. No,
I will
2026,
say,
but-
I really lucked out though, because so for our listeners, occasionally we play Harry Potter Trivial Pursuit.
Ah,
it's
Don't
trivia.
even. Actually, I'm gonna
And-
cut this. I'm gonna edit this
Well,
out. No, I
you
don't
also
wanna
cut
hear
me off because I had one more thing I needed
I'm
to
so
say.
sorry.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
thank you. You should
Good,
be.
Taylor.
No,
Yeah,
I'm just
don't let
kidding.
Mark finish
Yeah,
that
stick
point.
it to him.
Yeah.
Prepare for marriage. No, I'm just kidding. No. No, the other thing I was going to say was I could have sworn that there was a deleted scene where they do show Hermione that or Jim Dale, because Jim Dale was supreme. His narration just put it in my head. I could just see it so vividly. But I could have sworn that there is a scene or something that shows that.
That she's a beetle?
That she's a beetle or something, but maybe it is just
In the movie?
Yeah, no, I've seen all the deleted scenes, and
It's
it's
not?
no. So it's just a vivid scene from.
You know what?
Okay.
My
Yeah.
headcanon? There is a movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
there we go. There we
Mark
go.
one for Tony.
Yeah, there we go.
But I did recently introduce you to the fact that there is something at the end credits of the second film, Chamber
Yeah,
of
I
Secrets.
did not know that.
Lockhart he came out with another book, and it's like he's like in a straitjacket.
Oh.
And they like show it briefly. It's like the smallest
it's
thing.
After, it's like a Marvel. It's a post-credit
Yeah.
scene
Yeah.
Okay.
that I just never watched all the way through. And it's not like a book. It's just a picture of him in a store in Diagon Alley, and he's in a straitjacket because he's lost his mind.
It's his new. He's promoting his next book. Who am I? That's what it is. Yes.
It's not. I don't know because he can't write a book because he doesn't know. But it's either
It's like a Daily Prophet.
Tony,
or
will you
something.
please look this up because I know
Whoa.
I'm right.
We also just historically said we don't look anything up here.
Yeah.
No.
I'm joking.
But for the
But it's
I'll check it out.
I
I'll check
keep
it out. I'll
bumping
check
the
it out.
mic too.
But
I'm
it's
sorry.
not. It's
Oh, no,
not
no.
his
Okay.
book because he's it's Who Am I? It's like a news
I didn't look anything up. This is just going off of memory
Yeah.
off the dome.
because we're not a visual podcast.
Yeah.
So I can get away with this. No. So it's very interesting. There's a little bit of a commentary online.
Okay.
Because some people are going into the whole, hey, it's the publishers that are trying to get the money out. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
they're like
yeah.
it's almost like ghostwriting. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Or this is a Daily Prophet. The reason why the thing is more of a publisher is because it doesn't look like a Daily Prophet snippet yet. So I'm going to show you the image.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you guys decide.
Okay.
I'm going to first show Taylor. That's tough. That doesn't look like normal, you know what I mean, Daily Prophet snippet.
It's in a bookstore too, which
But
is
it's
in the
so
bookstore.
confusing.
It's in the bookstore, so it looks like a promotion.
You know what I
for his
mean?
book.
Like, it doesn't look like... It could go either way, I think.
Okay, my headcanon is fine. It looks like a book. It can't be his book because he doesn't know. He doesn't know he's lost his memory.
That's what I'm saying. It looks
Well,
like
that's what
it's a
I'm saying.
promotion. That's why I was saying it looks
Hey,
like it's a promotion.
But it can't be hit. Like
But
he
this
couldn't have written
publisher-
it.
but this
He
publisher-
couldn't have
Hillary Lockhart.
Hey, this publisher's trying to get some more galleons, baby. They got a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
They're saying it's Gilderoy. It's really not, you know?
Who is he?
Yeah, who is he? Who knows? But so, Mark, I didn't want to cut you off. What's your Trivial Pursuit thing?
Sorry. Yes. No. Real quick.
I do want to cut you off, but
Yeah.
no,
Real
for
quick.
the wrong reason.
Because in the box you write who won. So that's what.
yeah.
And I've just been really lucky because when we started it, I was with Taylor's predecessor. I won't name her, but she also was going through reading the books, and we watched the movies. And then Taylor came on the scene, and we did the same thing. So for like 2-3 year period, I was just
Mark was actually a hound.
I was
Like,
just getting all
literally-
this knowledge when Paul, Tony, and Jenna just were relying from when they were kids. You know?
First off, there's some disagreements here because first off, this is why I stopped you because first off, I'm the 2-time. Everyone knows that. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. Do you know the story of that?
I don't know the story
Oh,
of the 2-time.
hey, really
I do
quick.
just want to say though, I'm a little salty. I thought it was just a thing you did with me, Mark. That's good to know.
Mark.
Oh,
But
I'm just kidding.
so
For the listeners, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It's okay.
but we have another announcement to make. So the 2-time was we went to, this is the first and only midnight showing I ever went to, which was Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, boy. Because I was
Yeah.
old enough to finally go with Mark and the boys.
Yeah.
And so they had a grand prize. It's a trivia thing. They said, hey, by the way, you know, this and this and this was happening, X, Y, and Z. And so they had a grand prize, and I ended up getting it. And I think it was like, how many seats are there in the Quidditch World Cup? It's like 100,000, right?
I thought it was.
Oh, the
yes,
second
go
one.
ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
so I got that
Yeah,
one. They're
yeah.
like, hey, great for you. Here's a grand prize. Call it. And then this guy came out and said, hey, the other theater didn't get the grand prize question. Do you guys want a chance to get it? And then they said, this was this person, they guessed at it. And the whole question was, how many points did Hufflepuff score at the end of the first book?
Oh,
and for the House Cup.
Yeah,
and I was sitting there and I was like, I kind of had a range in my head.
Yeah.
And then you could be off by 10. And I said, okay, that sounds great. And so everyone's answering it, and they're like, "Well, you guys got you guys won this grand one. Who got that one right?" They pointed at me. They're like, "Well, do you have a guess on it?" I was like,
man.
because I didn't want to be like that guy and raise my hand. So
But
then
be that guy.
Yeah, but then I was like, all right. I was like, I think it was like 436. He's like, it was 426. You got it again. So I won
my
both grand prizes.
He's the two-time.
And so I always joked around. I was like, I'm the two-time, right?
Oh, that
But
makes sense
It was
now.
so
Okay.
funny, and the reason why it's so contentious is, one, Mark would kill these Harry Potter trivia. And we were Trivial Pursuit. We were, like, no joke. We weren't messing around.
Oh, yeah.
But there was one where I was so close to winning, and I got the dumb, what was Aragog's hair made out of from the visual effects studio? Of whatever.
on
And then
earth?
the next one was like, oh yeah, Philip whatever out of the visual studio. I was like, where's this visual studio? I don't like them. Like, why am I getting these questions?
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with Harry
Nice.
Potter.
Oh, that's awesome.
Sorry, I digress. But that's why we were
what was the name of Dumbledore's Phoenix? Or something.
Yeah, and he was just
Yeah.
like, Fox. And then he's like, oh yeah, you won. I was like, this is so crap.
Oh,
But,
man.
yeah, but
Whatever.
no. Sorry, we went past it.
No, it's
but,
okay, it's okay.
no, that's our, I love thinking about that stuff. But that's really honestly where a lot of our Harry Potter expertise came in, because we were honestly, we're not a competitive bunch by any means, but when Harry Potter Trivial Pursuit comes out, I'll reread all the books right now.
It's cutthroat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But Taylor,
Yes.
what's going on today? Oh, Roy, actually, is there anything else you want to mention? I mean, that seems to be your journey with Harry Potter and Star Wars. Is there anything else that you can kind of think of?
Yeah, the whole unrealistic realms.
Yeah.
Just
the
to,
fantasy realms.
just
Go
to
ahead.
clarify for our listeners, you haven't watched the sequels and or the extra TV shows, or you've watched some
No, that's actually good. So,
for Star Wars.
yeah. For Star Wars, I have seen the first 6 episodes,
That's all you need.
and I agree.
Skip. You're good.
Yep.
For the movies.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then, for the movies. And then.
But listen to our version of the sequels.
Oh, yes.
That we had.
Yeah,
Sean
that I
on,
have
yeah.
done, and that's great.
Still 2 hours, but it's worth it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No. But the first 6, I know. My dad and I remember we went and saw Rogue One.
Oh.
So Rogue One was very good.
Machi.
That was great. Rogue One's
I
good.
did see episode 7. Couldn't even tell you what the title of it was because I don't care. Sorry.
Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, sorry, not sorry. And
Yeah,
then
don't
I
worry
saw half of the 8th, and then I couldn't tell
Not
you
worth
what
it.
happened.
It's
Not
okay.
worth it.
And the rest is history. I have not watched the shows. Oh, I watched that one episode of something with you. It was like there was like a little blue elephant looking kid.
Max Rebo.
First
well, no,
off,
it's not. It wasn't Max Rebo, but it was.
I was like, wait, are you guys watching Book of Boba Fett? Because that's
No.
or The Mandalorian next.
We
year, next
watched-
week. No, that's Book of Boba
It was
Fett.
the first episode because they discover the ship. It's like the little kid.
Oh.
Dad, I cannot remember what it was
it's
called.
yeah. It's Skeleton Crew.
Yes,
she watched
Skeleton
with me,
Crew.
which
I
I
watched-
liked. I like Skeleton.
I
Crew.
only watched
I was like,
that
it's animated,
episode.
but-
That was
Yeah.
the only
No, it's
episode
real.
that I watched
It's
with
live.
them.
Skeleton
It's live.
Crew.
Oh no, it's with
Uh-huh.
Jude
Jude
Law.
Law. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
Goonies
yeah.
in Star
Yeah,
Wars. It was
yeah,
really
good.
good, actually.
Okay.
I liked it.
I did enjoy I did enjoy that episode. It was very good, but it was because I hadn't watched anything else. It was a little tricky for me to kind of understand what was,
It's
some
hard
of
to
the stuff
get
that was
in.
happening.
Yeah.
But aside from that, like I would say confidently going into this conversation with you guys for 6 episodes. Those are mine. That's
Perfect.
Like,
That's
where
all you need.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because honestly, the rest of that stuff is filigree stuff that only bolsters the strength of, the first 6. And honestly, a lot of the extra stuff really bolsters the first 3 movies versus the back not. You know what I mean?
Right.
Back 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Back 3 are pretty solid. There's some things here and there, but But okay, great.
Yeah.
So that's the journey. That's the Taylor journey to where we're at here.
Oh, yeah.
And so Taylor, what is the overall theme of this episode? I think you said it earlier, but let's just do a quick reminder.
Yeah, Mark introduced me to Headcanons.
Perfect.
And conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I do enjoy conspiracy theories. I definitely have more of the headcanon stuff, but I felt like if us talking about headcanon stuff, we would probably just delve into conspiracy theories organically.
Yeah,
And
for
so
sure.
I was like, I wrote down some I wrote down some for Harry Potter, and then I only could find one for Star Wars, but I figured since you guys that seems to be a little more your area, especially because you have more knowledge of everything, I was just going to rely on you guys to, allegedly, I was going to rely on you guys to have a little more than what I could find. But the one I found is definitely one that I would love to unpack. But I do want to start with Harry Potter. I'd like to start off with something I know a little more of, considering I know books and movies, whereas with Star Wars, I don't know books and movies, I just know movies. So I'm missing some of the lore there. Are you guys okay with me just
Of course.
Perfect.
right
Yeah,
off?
rip 'em,
Okay.
rip 'em.
Jump into it.
Okay. There was one that I thought was really sweet, and it's very simple, so we'll start with that. It was that, and I got these from Hogwarts Great Hall Facebook page. It was a post from March 19th, 2025. I just want to give credit where credit is due. I did not come up with this.
English teacher citing her sources.
I know,
yeah.
dude.
I did not do that.
Was that APA?
No, I did not. I was going to say, I didn't even do my MLA citations.
Yeah, MLA, that's the
Yeah,
name.
MLA. No, you're all good. But it is, Ron often asked his parents if they could adopt Harry. That was one that I thought was...
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I thought that was really sweet.
I could believe it, too.
Yeah, I definitely
Yeah.
would believe that. But, I mean, all of the... I mean...
But they got the second best thing, which is always the memes, where it's like Mrs. Weasley talking to Jenny before she goes to... Is it in Greece? It's an older movie where these girls are getting ready, and this other girl kind of like dolls her up better. It's like Mrs. Weasley talking to Jenny before Jenny goes to Harry.
Yeah.
Because she wants her to marry, Jenny. So,
Oh, yeah.
Because, they got to be family somehow.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
it was always kind of the joke of, like, Mrs. Weasley was just really, proponent of preparing Jenny for all that. But
Yeah, maybe that's the reason that maybe there's a headcanon there. Maybe that's why...
that's my conspiracy
Maybe that's why they
theory.
didn't adopt him.
She was
yeah.
always like, you know what would make me really happy? Harry joined the family somehow.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder how that could happen.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wonder if they just, they had a lot of kids already. They couldn't afford another kid, but Harry's rich, so that shouldn't matter.
I was going to say, they would have benefited from adopting.
Yeah, I mean, they would have.
Yeah, that's always like an interesting, like, how does that work? Also, like, we don't know the laws of the,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
But we needed Harry to have a poor upbringing to make him, like, a good guy, right? Because if he grew up in the wizarding world where with fame and success and glory for being the...
Maybe he wouldn't have been humble.
Right, exactly.
there's
Yeah.
also a level of, like, the Aunt Petunia and Uncle, the Dursleys are such a good cover as well because no one would spend the time, effort, or whatever to figure out where the Dursleys are or anything like that, and they're also removed from everything, so it's probably like a safety thing as well,
big
maybe
time.
because do you really want to welcome that in your home? Because like
different last names, so like a Death Eater couldn't just like look up Potters or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a really good point though. I mean, there's a level of like, wait, so at the end of the first book, now Harry understands all this good. Why put him back in the bad? You know what I mean? Like, he's already had the upbringing at that point. Might as well,
That's true.
Yeah.
get him somewhere good. I don't know.
Well, he would have lived with Sirius, but that didn't pan out.
I think it's just supposed. I think
Talk
it's,
about laws.
I think it's more so to show his resilience.
Yeah.
Like if he can withstand that, he kind of is just like, what do I have to lose? But
Mm-hmm.
also the suffering that he had at the Dursleys, I felt like it made him appreciate Hogwarts more. So he was always drawn to going back to Hogwarts.
Yeah.
So I don't know, something like that. But yeah, I think that's fun. That was a fun one to think
I like
about.
that one.
Yeah,
I like that one.
Thank you. I've got a couple more. Or unless you guys want to, if we want to take turns, I don't know if we want to go in a round. I don't know.
What do you think is best?
Yeah,
Decision fatigue. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm okay with, hey, just keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, because my thing is like, I have more on the Star Wars side, so I was
Great.
going to like,
Oh,
I had a
beauty-
feeling you guys were going to do
beauteous. I like
Harry
that.
Potter, so I was going to sit for Star Wars. But either way.
I've got the same amount of both, so we're good. So yeah.
Ooh.
Okay,
So
awesome.
you go ahead and exhaust your Harry Potter, and then I'll throw some in.
Great. I love it. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I thought this one was cool. After the battle at Malfoy Manor, and I did want to actually confirm with you, because I remember reading it, but also, like, I did audiobooks, so it's not, I don't have that same, like, memory that I do after having read it. There is a battle at Malfoy Manor, or there is, like, some sort of conflict that occurs
it's a
there, right?
little skirmish. That's where he gets the wands
Dobby.
from. Yeah, Dobby saves him.
And that's where Hermione was tortured by Bellatrix.
Correct.
Okay, so this is
Mudblood's carved into her.
okay. So this
which I
one
think
wasn't.
scars. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. No, it's okay. I found there were like some posts that I was looking at that had typos, and I couldn't remember if it was this one. And I am that English teacher that's like, if there's a typo, it loses credibility for me. So I get. I just wanted to make sure. But this one said, after the battle at Malfoy Manor, Ron's boggart changed to Hermione being tortured by Bellatrix.
Oh.
I've seen that one too, and
I've seen like he can't even like Patronus like that was that traumatic for him that he can't even
Yeah. So
and I think it's legit. I mean,
sorry,
That's
that's
Neville.
a Patronus,
It's
not
Patronus,
a
not the
boggart.
boggart.
The boggart would make way more sense.
But the one
Right.
I did have
because
one.
she's still alive. If she died, then I think he wouldn't be able
Lack
to
of
cast
Patronus, yeah.
Just to like quickly, we'll still put a pin in the thing about the Bellatrix, but another one that I have is that Neville could never be fully happy to be able to
Produce
Patronus. Patronus, yeah. So that's one that I had actually.
Oh man,
we got rid of that one. I know that
That's
one
pretty-
hurt my
yeah,
heart.
yeah.
That one hurt my heart.
That one's deep.
well,
That-
it's
yeah,
so
it did.
crazy. It's like you're reading these books and they're like, these 11-year-olds with these magical abilities, but then it's so deep in the sense of like, wait, so Harry is clearly suffering. Like his parents have passed away; they're not here.
Yeah.
But there's also a level of like a whole other psychological suffering of like Neville parents are here, but they're not here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're corporeally here, but
Yeah.
not mentally or spiritually.
They're pretty
and
much
it's just
vegetables,
like,
It's,
Yeah.
oh, it's like which one's the worst one? And like everyone gives like so much slack to Harry. Like a lot of my headcanon is like honestly like Neville of all people, like he's put in a very big light. He stands up for himself. He does what he needs to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time too, it's like always bothersome to me that like everyone kind of like, oh, woe is Harry, but it's like, no. As I get older, I'm like, woe is Neville.
Yeah,
That's, like,
exactly.
So
How's
much
Neville
worse.
doing?
Yeah. I mean, they're both, I don't want to like,
and it's
I don't want to like trauma equate, right? You know what I mean? Like, oh, who has it worse?
Yeah,
but still,
yeah.
it's like, no, that's horrible.
Yeah.
And then he faces Bellatrix in the flesh. It's
Yes.
like, oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
No, that is crazy. Sorry, I had something I wanted to say and then I lost it.
Oh, no worries. Yeah.
So I know in the books his parents are alive. I know, like, those are.
Mungos.
Yes.
Mangoes?
Yeah.
Mungos.
Yeah. So they're
They're
there.
like a psychiatric ward.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And like the scenes where you see him visiting his parents too, like the revelation of like, oh my gosh. Correct me if I'm wrong. The
That's a
movies.
Devil's Snare thing, right? Isn't that the whole subplot? Like someone brings in
Yeah.
Devil's Snare in
Yeah.
there as like a plant. I don't remember.
It's a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, it's okay.
I digress. But that was like the one
No,
time
it's
where they
okay.
talk about it. I'm like, what
Yes.
the?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they ever showed it in the movies.
No, they
didn't.
don't. It's just in the books.
Well,
yeah.
I'm saying that's what I'm trying to have you guys correct me if I'm wrong about. In the movies, they say that Neville's parents are dead, right?
No.
I totally thought that they did, and that's why Neville's with his grandma because
Tortured by.
yeah. And I could have sworn that Neville talks about his parents being dead because I remember when I was reading the books, I was like, whoa, his parents are alive? That's news to me.
You're right. They never confirm.
I
Like,
wonder if they make it very vague speech surrounding his parents. I can't remember off the top of my head.
They never say that they're dead, but they never say they're alive either. But because it's in the fifth book where it's the only time they're mentioned.
no,
it's the fifth
so
one. Because
it's
they're
the
mentioned
fourth,
3 times.
No,
in
they're
the
mentioned
fifth
it. No,
one.
it's the fourth.
Because Karkaroff is when he's in this thing. He's tortured or Neville and the
Yeah, you're right, sorry.
Longbottom.
It
Yeah,
is the
sorry.
fourth.
Yeah.
But he just
And-
mentioned their names.
So because you see him in the Sirius gives. Well, no, it is the fifth because it's the beginning of the fifth one where Sirius gives him the picture.
Yep.
And
And
you
here's the
see
Order of
them.
the Phoenix, and you see them alive and well.
That's
Yep.
when Neville talks to Harry about his parents.
And then he talks about the parents,
Yeah.
and then Harry sees the vision. But that's all in the fifth one.
no, in the fourth one, there is a mention of his parents that they were. It
was just tortured by
they were
Bellatrix.
tortured,
Like,
yeah.
the fact that Barty Crouch Jr. assisted, like
Yeah.
he's like, this person assisted
that's
Bellatrix
right.
Lestrange
That one, the Barty
in
Crouch-
torturing.
Well,
Yeah.
in the movie too, when Moody is showing them the whatever creature that is, he's teaching them about the unforgivable curses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Moody.
Yeah, he puts the tortured thing right in front of Neville,
Yeah.
and that's when Hermione's like, "Stop it! Like, can't you see that it's
Yeah.
bothering him? Stop that!" And And then too, when someone, I can't remember who apologizes to Neville, but they're in that staircase in like the tower, and there's a stained glass photo, and it looks like someone who remembers. It resembled. Well, I thought it always resembled like Neville's. It looks like Neville's face. Like someone who is so sad, and then there's of course the rain, and then it cuts
like
to the next scene.
That's where like it's like the magic exists because it's raining outside, but you can see the water droplet on the inside coming,
and it's
from
the tear.
her. Yeah.
Yes, and so that's
so it's
why
Moody
I think it's
Barty Crouch Jr., which is also, by the way, talk about messed up.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
literally
that was a plot
helped them.
twist.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but
that
it's
was
messed
a
up
plot
because like
twist.
he helped, like, but he was just like, "Are you okay, boy?" And he's like helping Neville. I never thought about that. That's so
Right.
messed up.
That is psychologically
He tortured
messed
the parents,
up.
and he knew that. And
Yeah,
put
and he
it- the
helped
tor-
them.
Oh, my
Bellatrix.
God.
Bellatrix tortured the parents.
They
I
both
thought.
did.
Oh, they
Well,
both did. That's
technically,
right. Because it
yeah,
was
it's like
because it wasn't
he
Moody. It was
assisted
Moody.
her.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
Bellatrix was in charge, and he assisted.
So it's weird because it's so funny. Like there's some hierarchy with
In
the
the Death
Death
Eaters.
Eaters,
Yeah.
but it's not clear.
No,
but it
she-
seems like
Bellatrix
they're
is like
like
the queen. Bellatrix is like queen.
Yeah,
Even though
yeah,
she has a
yeah.
husband, but it's fine. It's
Sorry,
all
this
good.
is once again an
that's
audio podcast.
Yeah.
There's like Bellatrix. I was doing with my hand.
Yeah.
Bellatrix with Barty Crouch Jr.
I
There's
appreciate
some-
the
there's
visuals.
some- yeah,
I
yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
them.
Rodolphus, I think Lestrange is her husband.
Oh, yeah.
But she's in love with the Dark
See,
Lord.
this is
you know?
why you need Mark around here. Yeah,
I know.
he is. He
Oh,
does
well,
stuff like that.
that makes
Rodolphus, I
the
didn't know
Death
that.
Eaters, like, if we want to talk about, like, you know, like similar to Star Wars, how there's like a light and a dark, or like there's a holy and unholy. Like you talk about like the 7 deadly sins and stuff.
Yeah.
The like promiscuity and her like, you know, like having a husband but being in love with someone else. Like that's just a whole other layer for the Death Eaters.
Was Bellatrix Lestrange married?
That's what Mark
Yeah,
just said.
because
Yeah.
I totally missed
Yeah,
that.
that-
Sorry, I was so
black.
focused on
Remember?
my
It's okay,
hands.
no, it's
Well,
fine.
because her Tonks's mom and Mrs. Malfoy were all blacks. They were all first cousins of Sirius Black.
Yeah.
That makes
So they
so
all
much
got married.
sense.
They were all sisters.
She'd have been yeah.
And so she
a
married
black, but then
Lestrange,
Lestrange.
who also was a Death Eater.
Yep.
But he came from a pure blood family, and it was kind of like, you know,
What
the
a
whole thing.
weird. But he's just like, but it's,
he
it's
was
the
part-
Dark Lord. Like,
Correct. Well, I mean, he probably was like, you know, yeah, get close to him. Kind
Dude,
of
well, I mean,
Get us
upside
some
down
favor,
pineapple.
you know what I
Oh
mean?
my god!
Yeah,
I mean,
right?
calm
The
down.
part when they broke out of
This
This
prison.
is a kid's book,
I was
man.
gonna say keys in the bowl.
Yeah, this is a kid's book, man.
So he may
Oh
have
my
died.
God.
He was in the first Wizarding War for sure, but he may have died in the first Wizarding World. I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that.
Oh, okay.
But he
Oh,
was
okay.
certainly in the first one. Yeah.
Gotcha. Interesting. Wow.
They
That's
went to
crazy.
Azkaban. Maybe Voldemort purposely didn't set him free though, so he could have some time with Bellatrix.
Oh.
That's a headcanon.
Dude,
you know?
that's yeah. I mean, come on.
I just
He's a snake body.
Anytime I think about Snape or not Snape, I'm thinking snakes because you said that. Anytime
Yeah.
I think of Voldemort and Bellatrix, I can't help but think about
Very
a Harry Potter musical.
musical? Thank
yes,
you.
where he's like, Bellatrix, it's cool.
It's cool.
Because he's
It's
talking
cool.
about Quirrell.
Yeah,
I love that. It's cool.
I think
love
about that all the time because they
I love
exacerbate
that.
it more.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
are we gonna torture this? And I can't say it on the podcast.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
He's cool. He's cool. Yeah. Oh,
I
God.
love
I
that.
love a Harry Potter musical. A lot of my headcanon
yes.
is like a very
My
Potter
Zephron poster.
My Zephron.
Zephron poster.
But people need to know that I love Zephron the most.
Yeah.
By the way, that movie's turning 20 years old.
That musical.
1 T.
Yeah.
No.
2-0.
No, it can't be.
You probably know this, Tony, but for my
Zephron.
birthday, my 28th birthday,
Okay.
So 2
yeah,
summers
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
That was Taylor's gift to me. Was
A Zephron poster?
no,
No,
the
no.
guy the guy who plays Ron in a Harry Potter.
Oh,
musical, is a
yes,
cameo.
yeah.
Yeah, I got you a cameo for
Oh
that.
my
Yeah, I
gosh.
did.
Adam Richner or something like that?
Joey
Joey
Richter.
Richter.
Yeah, or Richter. Yeah,
Richter.
Richter.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, I always said Richter, but it is Richter.
Dude,
He
that
said
guy
his
is
name.
cool. He married Jennifer Lopez, who plays Draco Malfoy.
I thought it was
Lauren Lopez.
Lauren Lopez. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
Jennifer
did not marry J Lo.
is-
J-Lo's
He did not marry
But
J-Lo.
yeah, she
Lopez
married-
Yeah.
in my head.
Oh, she's great.
God, I messed
too.
both their names up. I got their last names right, which is
I
funny.
just-
but-
oh.
Sounds like you and Jenna need to rewatch it.
But
I
then,
know.
well, let's
We
do
actually,
a movie night.
by the way, I'm not gonna lie, that was one of our when our paternity leave. We watched all the Star Kid musicals.
Oh my god!
Except she didn't want to watch Starship, which bothered me a lot. I love Starship. Starship Ranger. Yeah, but I can't remember. I think they just call it Starship, but outside the point.
we
but-
could always do a movie night.
Oh God,
You heard
I
it here,
love,
folks.
I love those musicals.
Yeah.
They're so much fun.
Oh yeah, but I just love the fact that she played. I think it's funny. He plays Ron Weasley, and she played Draco Malfoy.
Yeah.
and so it's funny, like their
Yeah.
duet that they sing, like not a duet you'd ever think that a
Yeah,
married,
Stranger.
yeah, Hermione, yeah.
Stranger danger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stranger
Harry Potter.
Granger
And then
danger, yeah.
The jelly
Stranger
leg
danger, that's what
syndrome.
it is. Dragon
Pig
leg
farts.
jinx. Yeah.
I know, pig farts, all that jazz. Sorry, this is about headcanon. It's not very part of me.
Jelly
My
leg
bad.
jinx.
My
yeah.
bad, people.
Hey, we're taking this any way
I
it
love
takes.
it.
Yeah, guest episodes. You just
Oh.
You let
just
it ride.
Let
Well,
everything
shoot.
happen.
Let's just talk about that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No. Back to the headcanons. I think we kind of touched on everything that we needed. I have one that I thought was interesting, and it definitely would. I think it matches the characterization of Professor McGonagall in the sense that, like, she reminds me so much of Mary Poppins. Very firm, but very kind. Like, she's got a heart, but she's also like, rules are rules. We all need to listen to them. But there's one, it's Professor McGonagall insisted that the Slytherins be escorted out first, like, during the battle, because she didn't want them to see their parents be killed or to kill.
Oh, they kept them locked in the dungeons. Yeah.
I've
But it
seen
was
that one too. Yeah,
it's that
but-
like it was like she who insisted that.
because
Is that
but a lot of them had parents that were Death Eaters, so she
Yeah.
didn't want them to see their parents get
Yeah,
killed. Which
okay.
I mean, yeah.
But it was also like the converse, which is I don't want you to join them.
Both, yeah,
Like
it was both
students
and.
fighting
Yeah.
students.
Oh
That's
yeah,
wild,
that is
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that they were.
Yeah, they
put
locked
that-
them in the dungeon.
I totally
almost
forgot about
who
that.
said that? I think I don't
Oh, in
remember
the
who
movie?
said it. Yeah, in the movie, in the
Well,
books.
it was
I think it was McGonagall.
Yeah,
Okay,
she asked Filch to escort them to the dungeon, which. If you're
By the
thinking,
way,
if you're
a
thinking about it
squid-
now, yeah, they could have easily incapacitated Filch.
Dude, can
but-
I? Here's my headcanon really quick off this one.
Yeah.
Filch, once again, is the craziest character. His whole job is so moot
Yeah.
that anyone with a wand could easily do it, and
Yeah.
yet they force him to do it.
squid.
It's the most psychologically messed up thing I think of the whole.
Maybe it's a pity job because you can't really do much in the wizarding world if you're a squib.
And the fact that you hear like he has like a wand and he's like trying to do
Yeah,
magic
he takes
at
little
one
I
spell
know.
classes,
Oh,
right?
that's like,
well,
oh.
Dumbledore's known maybe because like he gave Hagrid a job.
Yeah,
after
yeah,
he's
yeah.
not blackmailed,
expelled,
blacklisted,
but blacklisted from the Wizarding world.
because they thought he was the heir of Slytherin.
Which, oh, by the way, can we get some freaking favor from Hagrid here? They figure out it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Tom
they don't
Riddle.
then they don't reinstate him. They don't
He
give him a new
reinstated
wand.
the man?
Right. Yeah,
Are
that
you
drives
kidding
me
me?
nuts.
I don't know. Sorry, but that was
No,
my
no.
two quick headcanons.
No, it's
of, like,
okay.
it's crazy that it's
Yeah.
such a tough thing because it's like McGonagall. Yeah, of course, being very nice and understanding. Positively, the movie
yeah.
makes it seem like it's a negative.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, get down the dungeons. You guys are a liability.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in headcanon, there's a lot more love there,
Yeah,
which is more
that
the
it's-
care of.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't want you guys exposed to this. Like,
Right, exactly.
Honestly, I think it's up to her. She wouldn't want any students fighting.
Right.
I think full stop. I think they probably should have got all the kids. Like, this is women and children, like Titanic
Yeah,
level.
yeah,
Get
yeah.
the heck out of here.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Just let the 7th years fight. I mean, they're adults in the wizarding world. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
let them make decisions.
If you're 17, if you don't have the trace, you can
if you don't have the
fight.
trace, yes, rock and roll.
But okay, you started talking about Filch, and I know that we said it was like headcanons and conspiracies, and I've only just put forth some headcanons. But like I said, it would come organically. I can't remember where I heard it from, but I'm sure that it's been out in the ether for long enough that I don't even know if we could trace it back to the original person. But there is a theory that Filch is actually not that he's magic, but his sole purpose is to take care of Mrs. Norris, who supposedly was his wife, and she's like trapped in her animagus or whatever, or something like that.
Nagini.
It was something like that.
That's one of mine. Is that she's?
Is it?
Mrs.
Okay.
Mrs. Norris is a maledictus, which essentially is a
Fascinating.
blood poison from the animagi surgery, and that you will eventually just be trapped in animal form. And that's what. Nagini originally wasn't that, but then they made her that in the Fantastic Beasts movies.
Yep.
But then
God, so
Mrs.
much potential.
Yeah.
But yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you would think though, if her name's Mrs. Norris, that she's a divorcee or something like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
he
There's
he
more
loved
history
her,
there.
but she could never be with him, and now
Yeah.
this is the way that he's able to be with her. It was
Yeah.
something like that. I cannot remember, so I'm
Dude,
sorry.
make him
I'm not
an
doing it
animagus.
justice.
Just make
but
him an animagus. Let him live his cat dreams with his
know.
cat wife. Yeah.
I have one
They
too.
can get
that-
frisky.
Yeah.
Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy to think about. I've never heard of that. You said like that was like well known. I've never heard of it.
Oh,
I like
really?
that.
Yeah,
I
no,
like
I
that.
found it when I was researching. It's not on my list, but I also came across that Mrs. Norris and McGonagall would have cat adventures together.
Oh, that's cool.
But then something happened. Now she doesn't hang out with Mrs. Norris anymore.
Okay.
Oh man.
I'll be honest. I'm very much headcanons and stuff I read online heretical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's against the sacred tomes. I can't do
Oh,
it.
no.
I don't know why.
Oh,
I
I'm
can't.
sorry. I didn't know that this
Oh
would be
no,
so.
no. That's why I
Okay.
kind of felt bad when I was like looking this stuff up. I'm like, no, I'm a purist. I need you to know I'm this is uncomfortable for me. No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, I mean,
it's really not. It's really not. That's
no,
why
it's all good.
I like
It's-
what ifs. I love what ifs. I love all these things. Like I do love it. But it's one
yeah.
of those things where like growing up, I was like, I need to keep my head pure.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
need to know what is out. Yeah. I don't know.
So J.K. Rowling is I was doing some research. She's really good if you like tweet her or something. She's really good at responding to all these headcanons and stuff. Like
Oh,
that.
really?
She's
Okay.
like one of the best out of any other like authors and stuff
Yeah.
because she loves reading them.
Yeah.
And so she never like says absolutely yes, but some she's like, well, that
Yeah.
could-
There's some
She says absolutely not and maybe.
Yeah. I still think Dumbledore will always have a lemon drop in his pocket. I know
yeah.
they never mention it in the movies, but it's so prominent in the first book that in my head,
Yeah.
he always has a lemon drop. So when Harry was grabbing the locket from him,
Yeah.
he was like, it's kind of like cough drops in your pocket when you're sick. Like he had to,
Yeah.
he had to go around a few lemon drops and
Yeah.
grab the locket. Oh, okay, yeah,
I like that one. That's good.
yeah.
All right, what else you got, Taylor?
Oh, I was actually just about to pass it over to you. I've got a couple more, but I'm like, I'd like to hear something
Okay.
different. So
Mark, what do you? Yeah, what do
yeah,
you got,
let's
Mark?
shake it up a little bit.
This is what I got. Okay. So let's just get this big one out of the way. It was debunked. The only reason I bring it up and we've talked about it before on the podcast, but Tony was so adamant that Sirius Black did not die in the fifth one when he falls
Oh,
into the
I
veil.
will, dude. Okay.
Obviously debunked because
I will never forget this.
But,
We watched
yeah.
this movie, Taylor. I have never fought so hard in my life
yeah.
where I was like, if you get hit with the killing curse, you're dead instantly.
Yeah.
He had 2 to 3 seconds. Now, granted, this is just a director's, thought.
But hold on,
He
because
had,
I'm
like, 2 or
with you.
se-
No, he did.
He had like 2 seconds of being like, and then went into the veil. Body not there. Corporeally not there. Don't tell me that man's
yeah.
not still kicking. But yeah, I would fought that tooth and nail. Mark, everybody was so against me.
Yeah, we thought he was not right.
And by the way, it's so true. He's so dead. But God,
Oh, yeah.
he killed
But
me.
and I'm so sorry, Mark. Before you dive more into
No,
that, there is
continue.
something I want to say. When
forgot
I
about
was,
that.
I cried reading that part of the book, not because Sirius was dead, but because of everything that Harry was doing after he died. He was trying everything to make sure that he could reverse time, get him back. And it was when he goes to his trunk. And it's that mirror that he had. He didn't realize he had the mirror. I'm going to tear up thinking about it. He had the mirror the whole time, and he could have seen him, and the mirror had broken. He can't see him now.
can't
But
see him anymore.
but oh man, that killed me. And my like thing when I was listening to it, I was just waiting for it to be like, but it was a dream. He could come back. But it was a dream. He could come back. Like I was waiting.
The Hall
for
of
that.
Mysteries. This has got to be. Yeah.
It was all Harry's dream. Like
Yeah.
he's actually still, that'll be the next book, like the next adventure. But no, it wasn't. And so it was weird. It was like in those moments, I felt like how Harry felt because I wanted him to have Sirius.
And-
That ruined me.
Dude,
that
talk
wrecked
about,
me.
Talk about a director's choice.
Oh yeah.
So first and foremost, the fact that Sirius backed away like that, crazy. Mm-hmm. There's three things that were Order of the Phoenix doesn't get enough love on. I still think it's slept on a little bit, but I still also think that of the book it's a little bit tough. There's a lot of
it is.
setup.
There's
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
But of the 3 things, Sirius backing away into the veil, unbelievable. Second one, Sirius going for a punch, Lucius Malfoy, like no spell, no anything, going for the punch in the movie. Unbelievable.
Well, so that was I saw a little clip. That was Gary Oldman's idea.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
presented
brilliant.
the direct. He's like, I just want to go up and
Just
him.
knock. Yeah.
and he goes, let's try it.
oh
Yeah.
my
And like
gosh.
I guess Jason Isaacs and Danny Radcliffe were like, oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be sick. Yeah, because like with all this wizarding,
Yeah.
you went to like martial,
Yeah.
And the third one is when Sirius goes into the vow, choosing to mute Daniel Radcliffe's scream.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. That.
Brilliant.
Oh.
Whoever that director
as
is
Remus, like,
horrible.
hold-
holds him
yeah.
at brilliant.
But the music playing over
you
it.
will never get another emotional. Okay, outside of Spock dying, and oh my my gosh.
Spock dies.
Yeah, well, in Wrath of Khan, but then he comes back. the whole thing.
No, I'm just messing. I've never been a Star Trek girly, so that's why. Yeah, sorry.
But dude, hearing that, or sorry, the lack of hearing it, because you're expecting it as an audience, and for have you pull the rug, not hear anything, but see it, it's like, brilliant.
Yeah.
J.R. Radcliffe deserves every single pound he made in that movie.
Oh yeah.
Off that one scene alone. But yeah, sorry.
I mean, you could.
That's my.
Well, yeah, you couldn't hear it, but you could feel it, and I think that
was everything.
Yeah. That was
Don't listen to your ears, brother. Listen to your heart.
Yeah.
Watch it. Yeah. Sorry, that was my big thing. That was like, Order of the Phoenix. I think they made such a good choice on that. But Mark, yes, he goes into the veil. I still think he's alive.
Yeah. All right. So the next one I got is, and I've heard this one before. That since Harry's a Horcrux, that is what made the Dursleys mean and angry and vile toward him. Because if he had the locket, that changed Ron's whole demeanor.
Oh.
So then that would be like all of his relationships, though. But maybe it's like so small, but so prolonged because it's years of.
Ooh, or maybe. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think now because if.
Also, he's working at dead-end jobs at Drunnings, man.
Yeah,
McGonagall
did say, but McGonagall does say, like, are you sure? I've seen these people. I've seen how they are. So, yes, they were already really mean, but I wonder if that was a cover-up, because if Dumbledore had a sneaking suspicion of what happened between Harry and Voldemort that night, like why he could live, but Dumbledore hadn't quite figured out that, it is because it's a Horcrux. I wonder if that was the good cover-up. No one would suspect that Harry was a Horcrux because they were already horrible people.
Yeah.
Oh, a good shout-out.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
McGonagall does. That's the first thing she says. She goes, with these? Yeah. With these muggles, I think is.
Better for him to grow away from everything. Grow up away from all of that. That's what he says. Yeah.
God.
Until he's ready.
Original Dumbledore, dude.
Richard Harris. Well, now we got John Lithgow. Let's see how he does.
I hope he's more whimsy, but yeah. I loved Richard Harris.
Yeah, the book, it says in the fourth one, Dumbledore asked him calmly, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? And then in the who's the actor?
Michael Gambon.
Yeah.
The second
did
one,
you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
Grabs him by his neck.
I
and
know.
Throws him in.
Dumbledore asked
brother, he's 14. He's 14, brother.
I know. Hands off.
I mean.
Speaking of Dumbledore, here's a couple about him.
Okay.
So this one is a little far-fetched, but kind of fun to think about. Mm-hmm. The reason Dumbledore knows everything and where the Golden Trio is, where they are.
Chocolate Frog?
No. Oh, that's a good one, too. The Chocolate Frog, because he's that's a good one.
Sorry, I thought that's where you're going.
No, that's good.
Okay.
All right, mark me down for one. I got my one in.
This one is apparently Dumbledore's described with having red hair. Now, when we see Jude Law has like brown hair. I guess in the books, it's closer to a Weasley color. Oh. And so...
I never would have imagined him as a redhead.
This theory is that Dumbledore is Ron from the future. And that's how he knows where they always are, is because he lived.
And he gives himself a Deluminator?
Yeah.
Oh!
Dude, because he knows.
Oh, and then he has it in the future.
He has it in the future.
Gosh.
Yeah, see? That's kind of cool.
Because at what point, who has ownership? It's
that
the same
scratched a major itch in my brain.
Yeah. I kind of like that one.
That's awesome.
That means like Hermione kicks the bucket and he's like, you know what would be really rad?
Yeah. Just
play it back, brother.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then this next one is that Molly was a plant. The reason why she shows up exactly when Harry does is because Dumbledore made it.
Oh, plant that way. I thought you meant for the dark arts. Like, what?
No.
Okay. That was wild.
And then it just, he's been pulling the strings since the very beginning.
You said Molly? Was it
Molly Weasley?
Molly Weasley,
He made it sure that the Weasleys would show up and Harry would show up at the exact same time.
Oh, when he
at the
first
King's Cross Station.
Okay,
yeah.
wow.
That also explains why he's like, hey, Hagrid, you know this 11-year-old who has no concept of anything?
Yeah.
Leave him at King's Cross Station.
Yeah. Well, because he wanted Ron to be the first
exactly,
and not Draco.
Oh, Draco. But you already got it through the rope fitting.
That's true, but that's right.
Yeah,
and he didn't like him. He didn't like him. Yeah.
Yeah, who is this guy?
All right, let's see here. So we already talked about the Mrs. Norris one. So I have that one of Dudley's kids turns out to be a witch or wizard.
Ooh.
It's like recessive. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know how the genes go. Gregor Mendel could probably work out a Punnett
It's highly
Square,
possible, but then like his grandparents, I don't know. Maybe it would finally open the Vernon and Petunia up to it, or maybe they just never talk to Dudley again. I don't know.
I don't know.
Wasn't Petunia was also
Sisters of
She was
Lily
sister,
Evans,
but she was never
not.
because she was never accepted into Hogwarts. If she was I saw there was one that was like she was secretly a witch, but if she was, she would have been accepted
She'd been
into
accepted.
Hogwarts.
Well, that was all the disdain came from because her sister
jealousy.
was a
Yeah,
witch,
and she was
she
jealous
was
of her
not.
sister not being. Yeah,
Why did I think that I read something somewhere where it was like she decided that she didn't want to be a part of it, so she like said no, I'm not gonna. She like revoked having powers or something. Why did I don't know. I must have dreamt that. That must have been a fever dream. But I saw something related to Aunt Petunia deciding, like, there was something. I can't remember, though, so I'm not going to dwell on it.
No, the only actually, this reminded me, I don't know why it reminded me of this, but there was one where there's, like, a really famous psychiatric ward in that area, and it's not Mungo's, but you know what I mean? It's a psychiatric ward, and the headcanon is, like, the last page finishes, and then that's when one of the nurses comes up to Harry and was like, "Hey, you missed your lithium pill.
Yeah.
Like, you need to take this." He goes, "No, I don't need this. I'm Harry Potter."
Right.
Not really Harry. And then he goes like, "Oh, I'm gonna go on my flying broom," and like jumps out of a window, kind of deal. It's like, so this is all a dream,
Right.
like a fever dream.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a similar one that's not quite as dark. It's just it's really grown up with the Dursleys, and he's depressed, and he creates this whole world in his head to get away, to escape.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh.
And he's
horrible.
the hero of it
And
because
he's the
he's
hero
never
of it.
going to be the hero.
Yeah, he's never
In
be
reality,
Harry,
yeah. Ooh.
But sorry, I don't know why that reminded me of that, but that was the other one I did read one day, and was like, this is when loss was a really big deal, where like everything
Right,
is a
was-
dream kind
yeah.
of deal, and it's like,
gotcha.
oh, okay, well, how can you do this with these big popular franchises? But
Gotcha.
yeah, that's a good point. You know, it's kind of like the midichlorians, like what dictates people getting magic powers and not, and also if they have magical abilities, you could kind of reverse engineer. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there's gotta be
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
Well, it makes you wonder too. Then how?
It's like, is it in the blood? Because technically, purebloods, like, they can have squibs, but it's more likely than not.
not.
Well,
Yeah.
that-
so it must
how would
be.
Hermione's parents have had her?
Yeah, it's like an
You
Well,
know,
exactly.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and Lily's parents too. Then how would they have done that? 'Cause
Right,
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, is it in the
I
water?
I
Is
saw
it-
one where Harry and Hermione were like a Luke and Leia. They were separated at birth, and I'm like, they don't even have the same birthday.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's debunked.
Yeah, that'd be too much. We can get into Star Wars one in a bit, but yeah, no.
Yeah, so let me just. I just have a couple more. One is like that Harry, and I've heard this before. That's the different twist on the prophecy, which is neither can live while the other survives, and it's that Harry's immortal. So after Voldemort dies, he kills Voldemort, so then he lives forever. Because neither can live while the other survives. So as one's dead, then he just always lives.
Oh, infinitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's also the owner of all three Deathly Hallows,
Right.
at least one point. But
Yeah.
yeah, making him the Master of Death.
Snape is a vampire. That was enough.
I like that one.
I included it because I saw it literally on every page that I went to.
Oh,
Really?
Wow, that
Yeah.
Snape is a vampire.
Yeah, because he's got the pale skin. He looks like a vampire.
Oh.
Vampires, I guess, do exist in the Wizarding world, but they were never talked about.
Wait,
But you
goes
think that
outside,
They were
though?
they were mentioned in Hogwarts Legacy. So
Yeah, they are mentioned Hogwarts Legacy. I think the other thing too is that you think Lupin would then be all like, you know, when Snape teaches
Right.
Lupin's class for days, like, oh, here's lycanthropy, count it.
Yep.
But then here's this other thing of like, here's vampirism. Yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
Where's his fangs?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
I don't know about that one. It's not the most outlandish one I think that I've heard. I think I've heard and seen some that I'm like, absolutely not. But that one's kind of like, maybe I want to
Yeah.
do more research, and then maybe I don't.
But what if it'd be funny though if you're watching it and it's like, you know, you're watching Harry Potter 1, it's the Halloween feast, and everyone's passing out stuff, and like, you know, Hagrid's passing him the garlic bread. He's like, just in the background, and everyone's like,
yeah.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well,
like,
maybe it's one of those
yeah.
things where like you don't. What is it like when you get a new car, you start to realize that everyone has the same car as you, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Now
yeah,
that it's
yeah.
been put into your brain,
No,
that's
maybe
where
it-
you see it.
Or
all
someone,
the time.
yeah. There's actually a phenomenon where it's like when you learn of something, then
Yes,
you
you
recognize it
see it all
more.
the
It's like
time,
no,
yeah.
no. It's not like the fact that like it's just coming up now.
Yeah.
You're just
So
realizing
I wonder if
it.
someone
Yeah.
started that. Hey, Snape's a vampire. Watch the movies again.
everyone's-
Yeah.
Dude, but also like I don't know if this is damning or not, but like if I wrote something at this level, which you know who knows, that's crazy. But
Better late
I
than
would
never.
I would read all that stuff and I'd be like, dude, just to mess with people a little
Yeah,
bit. You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like never confirm, but also never deny.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? Like, oh, it's brilliant. I
You,
love
you
it.
could pull a Rowling, maybe.
Yeah. Oh my
Maybe.
gosh, that's crazy.
So just two more. The last one's kind of my favorite, so I'm going to end on it. But this
Okay.
one is that Neville's the real chosen one. So they were both born on the same day.
Yeah.
And the prophecy was like someone at Summer's, the
So
end of
then
July.
Neville's immortal.
Yeah. So Voldemort chose his own destiny. The reason he chose Harry is because,
He's a half blood.
and he based on his parents, he thought he'd be stronger and the whole thing. But really, that Neville's the whole thing.
Oh, can we touch on that real
Sure,
quick though?
sure.
Because it is Neville who kills the snake.
Yeah.
And
and it makes Voldemort able to be killed. Without Neville, Harry wouldn't have been able
Right.
to kill him.
So I don't know. I just wonder that. I mean, it makes me wonder if maybe Neville could have been.
Yeah.
That's? I'm sure that's under your conspiracy theory, not a headcanon.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Neville really was supposed to be the chosen one, I mean, okay, let's think about it. We talked earlier about how this one is like there's a scratch in my brain. I like this. So if Neville, we talked earlier about Neville's parents, them being alive but not able to be present in Neville's life. One could argue that is worse than just not having your parents.
Yeah.
Yes, Harry was raised by some awful people, but it sounds like Neville's grandma wasn't necessarily a walk in the park either.
She wanted to make sure he was magical, so she threw him out of a window and he bounced.
Yeah.
That was how he expressed his magic.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't, one could argue that maybe that was, they just kept Harry in a very small closet room. It wasn't, they didn't throw him out of a
Cover
window.
under the stairs.
Yeah, but I'm like, so just if we wanted to really look at that, perhaps it is, maybe Neville was the one who was supposed to be, the super resilient one. I also want to say, Harry toward the end started to get a little too cocky for me. In the books, he started to become kind of a rude, kind of rude guy. And
I am the chosen
well,
one.
in Puppet Pals, I think they depict him like
Yeah,
that kind of funny,
they do,
Well, I
Harry
think
Potter, that whole thing. So I don't know. I wonder if Neville was supposed to be. I like this theory,
Dude, but here's the other thing too. Talk about literary choice.
Mm-hmm.
As an author, it's interesting she made that option.
Yeah.
She didn't have to make that option.
Right.
She could just be Harry's
the only one born that day,
no
and
question.
it's him.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It's interesting. It's why would you even open it up? But I mean, I don't know. I think it's interesting. I don't know.
But I'm also sorry too to say that wouldn't that have just been that? I feel like it's wasted then, because she could have had the plot twist of the century, where it gets to the point where we're following Harry Potter. It's Harry Potter and the this, Harry Potter and the that, and then all to find out, no, actually, just kidding, it's Neville. It's been Neville the whole time. But all those books that you read where Harry's the hero, nope, it's been Neville.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny because one of my favorite famous quotes is actually from Varys in Game of Thrones.
Okay.
And it's more of a thought experiment. He
Yeah,
goes, I can't remember how exactly it goes, but basically it says you have a sellsword in a room with a sword, and you have three people. You have a king, a priest, and a banker.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who lives, who survives, who walks out of the room? And everyone's like, well, it's a sellsword, so the banker, clearly. You know what I mean? And it's yeah, it could happen, but at the same time, too, how do you appeal? So it's the whole point, the whole structure of the thing, and maybe I'm not doing it justice, is Varys' point is going, no, the power is where the people assign it.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
There's so many more people out there than there are kings in this world.
Yeah.
But the people assign this power to this entity, and that's what keeps kind of social order.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole big thought experiment on social order.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Neville could be the chosen one all day. But Harry's the one that Voldemort chose.
Correct.
And Harry is the
Yeah.
one that so in reality, the prophecy could be totally Neville, but it's funny because Harry's the one who steps up to the plate. The people are the ones who assign it to Harry. So it's this weird thing of where does the power lie? Because Neville could be very much a chosen one.
Mm-hmm.
But Harry did all that work. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Yeah.
But Harry physically was chosen, therefore he is.
he is the
Right,
chosen one. So it's
right,
one of
right.
these weird things where I love the headcanon. I do love it.
Yeah.
But it's one of those weird things where it's oh wow, this is like way deeper than
Yeah.
just the magic of the prophecy. It's the no, like actions and choices have led to this point where no, Harry is this chosen one, which I think is maybe a lot deeper than maybe what J.K. Rowling was intending. But either way, where does the power hold, right? Who has this?
Well, it makes me wonder too then, because if Neville Longbottom, so like the Harry is the boy who lived. Now, if it had been Neville, I wonder, like, would this, I guess I'm just wondering this, would Neville have the same sort of, I guess, history as Harry did? Not like with the Dursleys, but like he's the boy with the scar. So everyone knows Neville is the boy who lived. He wouldn't have been able to have lived outside of the wizarding world. So like,
Probably
still
would have lived with Grandma,
but,
right?
Yeah,
And-
but I'm just wondering then, because Neville, whatever happened in his life brings him to the point of being able to wield the sword that kills Nagini.
yeah.
So I just wonder if it was reversed, would whatever had happened in Harry's life bring him, and all those choices and actions get him to Neville's position that we know, where he does it? Like
Dude,
what?
that
Like,
means the Yule Ball is a lot more because Ginny goes with Neville.
yeah. Oh snap! Yeah. So I don't
Molly
know.
Weasley sipping for Neville. I don't know, man. That's all I gotta say.
So I don't know. That one I like that. Okay, Mark, you said you had
No,
one
I
more.
love it. I think
Yeah.
it's fantastic. I really do love this. It's a good thought experiment. I think that's why headcanons are so much fun. Is like
Yeah.
there's like these weird things of like I'm not here to prove anybody wrong. It's just one of those things where it's like, oh my gosh, like what about this fact? And then it either bolsters or it takes away. So I love it.
thinking
It's
about
fun.
that.
Okay, the last one. And
Yes.
then, Tony, I want to hear some of your Star Wars stuff that you got.
Yes.
Is that J.K. Rowling, author of the books, is Rita Skeeter.
Okay.
And so she was there for all the events, and that's why she was able to write the book.
See, this is the lithium pill
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it
That
goes
is
outside.
crazy.
So I read that, I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah.
And we talked about her,
Yeah.
hey, full end, bookend
Yes.
it. That's wild. So she's just sitting there at a coffee place, and the green pen is just the green quill.
Did
Write
you
it
have a
quick.
beetle? Did you have a beetle tattoo?
Dude.
Oh, that'd be.
If she
does.
wore
Like,
like
is she-
beetle
yes.
necklaces, I'd be like,
Well, now we gotta search old photos of her. I shouldn't say like
Yeah.
old, but like like photos from when she was writing them. Like during that time. Like, are there any signs? Is there anything? That
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good.
So my first headcanon is actually from a comedian.
Okay.
Oh, we're jumping right into Star
Right,
Wars.
right.
All
So,
right
oh,
in.
wait, do you
All
have
right.
anything else? for
No,
the
no,
part?
that's
Okay.
all good. No, I liked that thought. That was a crispy thought. I
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
one.
And so
good.
the Star Wars one is really funny. It's actually from a comedian. They're like, J.K. Rowling just wrote Star Wars again, but for wizards.
Oh,
I like that. I like that thought.
so there is a. Sorry, I got so excited because there's a. I know you said it's a comedian. Was it a comedy show? Or is it-
so? I can't remember.
Was it Studio
who-
C?
It might be. I don't know. I don't
Okay,
remember. I remember
'cause-
watching the clip and I sat there for like 20 minutes and being like, "Oh my god, you're right!" Like,
So Studio C has it's like a sandwich or like story sandwich shop or something like that, where authors go in and they order something, and it is George Lucas goes in and he orders I need a male protagonist, orphaned. He finds out that he has special powers. He realizes he's the chosen one or something like that.
Yeah.
And I guess he's like, and he orders it. There's a way to know that it's with the lightsabers or
Yeah.
something. And then J.K. Rowling's right behind him, and she goes, "Ooh, I'll have what he's having, but like make them wizards or something like that." Like
oh,
she,
okay.
so there is something very similar. I'm paraphrasing horribly, Studio C. I'm so sorry, but I know
So
I know this
I didn't
one.
watch that one. It was actually comedian, but maybe they got it from the comedian. But the
I don't-
comedian
yeah.
was literally like, it's Star Wars without lightsabers.
Yes.
Like, you have some adolescents who's going into this maturity, and they're told that they wield this unearthly power,
Yeah.
and there's some distant foe that they need to overcome. And by the way, their upbringing wasn't great. They're living with their aunt and uncle. That's not really going well. And, and it's just so funny because, like, he does
They
it in
get
such
killed,
a
it's
way.
fine.
Yeah. He did it in such a way where I was like, oh my gosh. It's, like, literally the same. This is crazy. But no, a lot of my other headcanon, I guess really for Star Wars, first and foremost, when you talk about conspiracy theories, maybe not less headcanon, but more conspiracy theories,
Yeah.
I love Darth Jar Jar more than anything.
I have
it's-
that one on there.
I
It's a big
think,
one.
I
It's the
think
most-
it's the easiest
Jar Jar.
one
Yeah.
to shoot. I think you really got to think, when the vote of no confidence happens with Chancellor Valorum, the senator from Naboo is just as clumsy. Like, by the way, first off, they exile him. because he
Yeah.
was clumsy
Yeah.
from Naboo, right? We're talking
Yeah.
about the Gungan Empire or Gungan government or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you imagine getting exiled because they're like, dude, you're just like too clumsy? Mark would have gotten exiled. He spilled his milk like every single day at dinner.
Heck yeah.
So,
But now,
I like this whole like used to. Like Mark is still clumsy.
oh yeah, you're right.
right, but he gets exiled, but now he's a representative in the Galactic Senate.
Yeah, that's
you know?
my point. He goes from this exilee from
Becomes a general in the Gungan army, and then, it's...
Yeah, talk about failing upward. God, I want to be in the Gungan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Easy.
Well, so one facet I was reading about it today is, so Padme votes for the vote of no confidence, right? She's the one who brings that vote to the Senate.
Correct.
And then I guess it's Jar Jar who brings it that we need to give him supreme powers.
Full supreme powers.
And
yeah.
he's the one that brings it to a vote. And so he's that.
Which, oh, by the way, can you imagine like an Alex Jones like podcast on the side being like, wait, these senators from Naboo
yeah.
are voting for the Nabooian,
Yeah.
elect
Yeah.
to
There's
not
something
only
going on here.
to not only
Yeah.
get these powers, but
Yeah.
to also, I'm not trying to make any
the
political.
former queen and the representative.
Yeah.
Okay? There's some collusion going on.
I mean,
Oh
I'm not
my
trying to get
gosh.
political, but it's
No,
really
you're good.
funny to think about the politics of it because it's like, whoa, wait. Was no one else being like, wait, they're literally voting their man into power, and not
Yeah.
only power, but supreme power.
Yeah.
This is okay?
I'm just saying
crazy
the
powers,
the
yeah.
luck that he has. Like I'm just thinking about
But
toward
is
the
it
end of
luck?
Phantom. I was gonna say, but is it luck? Yeah. And then I'm trying to remember how they fall into each other's paths. Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan. How did?
Oh, they're literally like,
They
they're avoiding a
land
droid tank, and
yeah.
the droid tank, and they're, they see this clumsy guy walking in the forest, and they're
Qui-Gon
like
tackles
Yeah.
him to the
Yeah.
ground.
Well,
and then the tank goes over him, and they're like,
I'm just
"Oh,
like,
thank you, you
coincidence?
need to save me."
Well,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
like
yeah.
coincidence. Yeah, like I'm like,
Exactly.
or the whole thing about he was planted there. Who's
Yeah.
he? Yeah, because that is
Also, he
it is
loves
pretty
Annie
convenient.
more than normal, and he's like, dude, does he tell his midichlorian count just because he's a Force user himself? I don't know. So I do love all that build up, and it's so funny. And the older I get, and the more I appreciate some of these deeper tones of politics and everything, you like think back, you're like, wait, whoa.
Yeah.
If I was another representative somewhere else, I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Your guy, you're voting for this? Like, this is crazy. Like, that alone would,
It's
take
a
him off.
trap.
Also, the fact that they're
Sorry, I
like,
had
oh,
to.
by the way, oh yeah, like
Sorry.
our greatest and our greatest defense in the entire Republic are the Jedi. This very highly religious order. They've been our friends through thick and thin, and now all of a sudden, like, they attacked him, and it's just like, I don't know. The more when you think about politics wise, there's got to be people in the Empire being like, or the Republic at this point being like, wait, what? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just read the news tabloid and, X, Y, and Z. So it's really kind of interesting to see that kind of build up. And that was a lot of the big conspiracy theories, is that it's Jar Jar. My other big one, my headcanon, is I love everything with Plagueis. I think Plagueis is an absolutely brilliant character. Yeah. I think his motivation, his creation, and his overall plan came all to fruition that it almost pains me to think that the tragedy of Plagueis the Wise is true. So in my headcanon, I'd like to think that Plagueis knew that this was like the ultimate sacrifice. That he knew that, hey, this is kind of the will of the dark side. I need to, give it up. And now they always play it off as Sidious is the one who got the fate and was like, wait, we have immortal life. Let's just take him out, X, Y, and Z. And so, it's always a tough thing, but I like to think in my head that, Plagueis is really thought that one out and was like, hey, I'm willing to sacrifice myself for this greater good.
Do you know who Plagueis was? Palpatine's master. Taylor, if you didn't.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was like, I just need a refresher on this. No, it's okay. I'm like, I've heard the name, and I was about to pause and be like, can someone please tell me so I don't sound like a dummy on this podcast?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I've heard the name, just
Yeah.
couldn't remember the significance of them.
It's when
So-
they're watching this space opera underwater,
Yes.
and he's like,
Yeah.
have you heard the tragedy of Plagueis Wise? But the background of it is just the fact of Plagueis set up, and there's like a whole podcast. We actually, one of our first episodes, we talk about it.
I think
But
that's where I remember hearing it. Was
Yeah.
listening to you guys talk about it.
he builds up his whole plan and everything, but the whole shtick is basically like all the train's on the track, everything's looking great. And at the very end, when everything's set into motion and all they need to do is ride, that's when Palpatine decides to take out his master, Plagueis. And so, he kills him. And that's like the big thing where I'm like...
and he goes to sleep, and then...
Exactly.
I always thought that was just foreshadowing for how Anakin ends up.
Oh, yeah, basically, when you really think about it, because Anakin does the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Palpatine.
I always just took it as foreshadowing, which, I mean, very well could have been, but I do like the headcanon that you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know why. I want to believe that Palpatine had his head on his shoulders. And my last headcanon, as always, Max Rebo's alive and well.
Yes.
He's okay.
He's the blue elephant that sings in the cantina.
Yes.
So in Book of Boba Fett, there's an explosion, and we don't know if he's alive or dead, but the cantina's exploded
at Mos Espa. At this gambling, because he went above, Mos Eisley again, apparently.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's probably good for his band.
He's on tour. He moves
you're
around.
Right.
He's
grassroots, baby.
Yeah.
He's grassroots. And so, he's the man of the people. And, so he's in this casino, and it blows up. And every single time, all the memes were like Darth Vader, where it's like, Padme is like, is she safe kind of deal? And there's a bunch of Darth Vader memes where like, is he safe? And it's like, Max Rebo and the explosion. I was like, oh. But in my headcanon, Max Rebo's alive and well.
I gotcha.
Which, oh, by the way, we just watched Avatar 3, Jenna and myself. We had a quickly, little date night with each other, and it was so much fun. It was good watching it. But what got me super amped was they showed previews of The Mandalorian and Grogu.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, this is
happening.
happening. I'm so excited. So
yeah.
But yeah, does anyone else have any more like Star Wars headcanons or
I want
conspiracy
to hear
theories?
because you said you had one or two.
I have. Well, it's one, but it's kind of two, just because it depends on the way that you see it. Because it could have been one person did this or the other person did this, so it's like two, but it's technically one.
Okay. Do you want to end on it? You want me to? I've got a couple of that ones, or do you want to say it yours?
Oh, we can just do mine and we can end on yours. That's
Sounds
okay
good.
too. Yeah, because I just have the one. So
okay.
I didn't even know who Plagueis was. So anyway, sorry, let me go back to my notebook. I have my notebook here since we're not a visual podcast. I have a notebook here, but Mark and Tony are a little more technologically advanced than I am.
Oh, we're going off the dome, right?
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yeah, they have no notes. All on the dome.
Don't ruin the illusion, Taylor.
I'm so sorry. So sorry. So it was that Palpatine siphoned Padme's life force to create Vader, because they were both undergoing, we'll just operations is what I'll call them, at the same time, and so it was Palpatine who siphoned that. But then there was another one that said it was Padme who gave it to Vader, like her love. It was like that, like last ditch effort for love to conquer all kind of thing. And
see,
so
I like that way better than
Palpatine.
We have all these.
Oh, yeah.
No, they're like, one of my favorite jokes, and I think this is in Blue Harvest. So here's the funny: they always make jokes of Star Wars, and it's either Blue Harvest or it's Robot Chicken. I can't remember. I think it's Robot Chicken actually, but it's Dr. Orb. It's the Orb. And he's going around with all the medical things in Star Wars, and he's like making jokes of them.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, lost the will to live. Like, let's not use the $1 billion of technology around us to save this poor girl's life. You're telling me that there's nothing medical going on with her, and you can't save her?
Yeah.
Like, it's like this big thing of like, and then Luke, when he gets his arm, or when he gets hurt by the Wampa, he's in the back to tank, and they're like, you want to put leeches in there to make him more comfortable? Like, what is this medieval technology? Like, why are we putting him in this like? But it's just so funny. I love the Dr. Orb skit. But outside of that, I do like that explanation way more, because I just refuse to believe that we're in the future. There's not anything medically wrong. Like, if they didn't have the skills and the effort to figure out the midichlorians and life force and the living force, that'd make way more sense. But the fact that they're like, she lost the will to live, it's like, wait, we can just die off that? Is that cool?
No,
that quickly?
I like it.
Also, you're about to bring kids in the world, just as a parent.
Yeah.
Girl, live for your kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here? Yeah.
And I think there was
That's why I actually want it to be Palpatine.
Oh, really?
I really do, because it's one of those things where, I don't know, that I think this is, once again, as a new parent, it's like, dude, gotta live for your kids.
Well, they did it because they did it in, we're dipping a little bit in the sequels, because Rey gave her life, or Kylo gave his life for Rey.
Okay, well,
Force
this
healing.
is we're way off the beaten track.
But
You're
they-
spoiling it for me, Mark.
There's
I'm not
an
gonna watch
episode
them.
of the Mandalorian where Grogu gives part of his life force to this this giant worm. But they released that episode the night before the premiere of episode 9. So
Really?
Yeah, because they wanted to be like, oh well, it was already
Force
part of
healing
canon.
is okay.
Yeah. But then now they
Get ahead of it.
They also say in episode 4 when Luke's passed out and Obi-Wan comes and like puts his like hand on him that he was also doing the same thing. It's all a bunch of retconning now.
okay.
That Force life transfer is a thing, you know.
Well, technically, in the Plagueis book, it is very much a thing.
Yeah.
The only problem is that it's not a true 1-to-1. Like you can't live off of it. It will only help you, but.
Well, and so that's where I totally understand the angle that you're coming from, like where in the perspective where like you are a new parent, so like I totally get it. But there is the piece of me too. So coming at it from more of a like literary standpoint, in that entire movie, Padme is representing hope and faith, like that is pure. Yep. And Anakin represents that faith and that more like obsession. Right, it's that negative side to faith or the negative side of love.
Yep.
And so Padme, if she is the one who, if it is true that she is the one that gives the rest of her life force to him, it is that last, and I mean, it's kind of sad when you think about it, but it's the dying hope that like all hope is gone. She's done because that, but it
she's
was
making
her,
a gamble.
It was her, her faith in her husband, her faith in the person that she loved, the person that she chose to bring people into the world with. She's hoping that it'll change him. And I mean, it is delayed gratification because come Return of the Jedi, I think maybe that's why I love it so much.
It only takes,
because Vader's the bad guy, but he is redeemed in that right before he dies. It's that redemption right there.
Yep.
And I mean, well, who's to say too? Because Luke gets severely injured. So it's almost like he gives that whatever he had from Padme, he passes it to Luke.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out of my tuchus, but I think I'm coming at it from more of that standpoint the symbolism and representation of things. But I totally get where you're coming from. You should live for your kids.
Yeah.
As a non-parent, like I can also definitely understand where you're coming from. I feel like
once again that was
same way,
I was definitely grain of salt with mine. That was just more or less for my own personal bias. But at the same time too, it's the symbolism and all of this is so beautiful because I think the fact that there is a framework for us to even talk about this is pretty amazing writing. Yeah. So and it's kind of curious to see where these powers go and where the lines are and what's the limits. So it's kind of interesting because that's why I think all this stuff is so beautiful. And I think sometimes writers actually don't like looking at headcanon because it either exposes flaws or exposes, more or less like, oh, wait, what I thought was pretty rock solid is actually not so rock solid anymore.
Yeah. Right.
Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they can't do it for all characters. I mean, there's sometimes where it's like, if it's something pretty big on the main character, that says something. But if it's like side characters, then, okay, well, they're side characters. And if we really want to write everything, it'll take me all year. But, yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Padme, one of them that I had was, because originally there was the 4, 5, 6, and then 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And Leia says in there that she remembers her mother barely and has, like, memories of her being beautiful and nice and stuff like that. Because apparently George Lucas was planning on Leia and Padme living together for a little bit, and then she dies and then goes to the Organas. But now it's retconned now because she's Force sensitive. They're not memories. She just had visions.
Oh, okay.
Of Padme.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So my favorite headcanon is that Mace Windu's still alive.
Always.
I want that because he felt Samuel L. Jackson thinks it, so I think it.
Yeah.
So I can't,
I hated that scene. It made me sad as a kid. I remember my dad went and saw it in theaters, and I remember at the end of the movie. I mean, it scared me when Anakin's like burning alive. Like that always freaked me out. But I like that scarred me seeing that. But what really hurt me, I said, Dad, why did he kill Windu? He killed Windu. Like, I couldn't get over that, and I still can't. So I like this one, too.
Yeah.
He disarmed him, right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Morally, I'd like to say he disarmed him.
No body, no crime, all right?
If Darth Maul can come back, because I've heard he comes back.
Oh, yeah.
If he can come back.
Palpatine comes back,
right. How did Qui-Gon, how was Qui-Gon Jinn not able to, right. I could go on that
we're
for
talking about
forever, but still.
It's so, like, all these other characters get stabbed in the stomach.
Well, that's where we're talking. Reva is one of those characters.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he literally gets stabbed, no
and
medical
Qui-Gon
attention.
can't come back.
Qui-Gon can't come back. It's like...
It's a bunch of
There's
crap.
something to be said, like, he just wanted to join the living force quicker.
Whatever.
No.
Yeah.
It seems, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
I get pretty frustrated by that. And I think that's where another thing, too, where I think when you get this big of a franchise, that's why a lot of people get so passionate about it, is because there's a framework set in place. And when people don't respect that framework,
Yep.
it gets the cult following is going to be very upset. And I think that's the one thing all these new executives will never understand. It's like, no. Like, you guys made a really good product. Like, we care about your product, don't you?
Right.
Like, that's what I don't understand.
It wasn't
like,
broken.
Yeah.
It wasn't broken.
Hey, by the
Yeah.
way, I have 10 rules. Follow them. It's like, okay, great. And then your fans all follow them. They love them. Everything like that. And then you make a thing. You're like, you know what? Rule 3. Don't really like it. You're like, wait.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
just talked about this.
Crazy.
Like, unless you have a really good lore way of why 3's not good, then okay. But you can't just say reject 3. I'm going forward. It's like
Yeah.
So I think that's why a lot of the hate comes out, and that's why they're like, oh yeah, Star Wars fans are so toxic. It's like, no, like you built a really good rule system here.
Yeah.
Like maintain it. I don't get it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of this headcanon is pretty sweet, is because you can go forward. And that's why I think a lot of headcanon people have, if you even take the top 100 of them, they're still better than all the sequel movies combined. But that's another here nor there.
Yeah.
But
So
it's bothersome to me.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
So this one is clearly trying to fix the sequels, which she can't do, but it's trying to retcon it into the reason why we don't know about Palpatine in the very last one is because he thinks his only true threat is Luke, and Luke's been in hiding. So he didn't want to expose himself until he knew that Luke was dead, but he had been in hiding for so long, but he still didn't know, so that's why he sent Kylo Ren and Hux out to like test the waters to see if he would come out.
Yeah.
And then he
also
finally died.
Snoke.
And
is the
Snoke,
Snoke.
right.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was trying to, I don't really believe it, but that was trying to retcon.
Well, the other thing, the reason other retcon, what people made that believable was two things. Number one, the Plagueis book, he's experimenting all with this not living force, but midichlorians.
Yeah.
He's going, okay, we have midichlorians. We can be force users. Why is this? How is this? Like, what can we do? And so he does all these experiments. It's literally in the book where he's literally making Venomous as this other guy, a whole other backstory, not a point. He's a force user. He has midichlorians. Plagueis takes him and starts doing experiments on other things, going, hey, if I can transfer these midichlorians to this body and control it, like, is that really living? Is that whatever? So people are saying that also the fact that the Empire calls it Project Necromancer, which that's their kind of way of going,
Yeah.
hey, by the way, someone brought this up. I think this is a good idea, and that's the way of retconning of how he's coming back.
The
is,
TV show Mandalorian gets into it, and into
And I think
Necromancer.
also-
I would imagine the movie's going to get into it too.
apparently also that's where, oh my gosh, the Bad Batch last season
Bad
of it
Batch
gets
gets
into
it too. Yeah.
But either way, I think they're just trying to retcon.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Star Wars is you can go like 6 one way, half a dozen the other, and I think it's tough to walk away with. Which I just wish they would have thought about that at the beginning. I understand there's some movie magic there, but I wish they would have done something to expose that they're thinking of it other than Poe Dameron being like, he returns somehow. And Poe Dameron literally says he returns somehow. It's like, But sorry. My headcanon is that those don't exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
So the last one's my favorite that Dave Filoni won't confirm nor will he deny, even though he set it up to be asked questions. So in episode 6, when they're on Ecuador,
Endor?
Endor.
Endor.
Ecuador's a country.
Yeah. You also said 6 and it threw me off. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, are we talking about the sequels?
Yeah. So when they're on Endor,
Yep.
there is a soldier. He's old, but he's got like some darker skin, kind of like the guy who plays the clones.
Yeah.
And so in Rebels, so Rex, he's a clone that works right under Anakin and Ahsoka. And in Rebels, he's got the same beard, he's got the same exact look as this old soldier on Endor.
Okay.
And so everyone's just like, is that Rex? And so someone, I guess, asked Dave Filoni, and he said, I'm not going to confirm nor deny. But my headcanon, it is Rex, because it expands his legacy, and he can, finally, after seeing the Empire die, he can, like, rest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think there's another thing, too, where Commander Wolf is still around.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was a big thing in Rebels.
Yep.
Is, like, there's still clones, like... Because that was the other thing, too. I think the book of Boba Fett or The Mandalorian, they show a clone asking for credits.
Yes.
as like a war hero veteran.
Yeah, but
like,
he's on the
hey,
streets and
yeah,
he's all
because
washed up.
there's no jobs for him anymore. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
crazy to think about.
Oh yeah.
Also, like, yeah, that's just I love all that stuff for the clones. I think it'd be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really give them a good resolution.
No,
They're like,
they don't.
Yeah, they just all die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. No,
Right,
this
and-
is absolutely
yeah.
fantastic. I got nothing else in my holster.
Taylor,
I mean,
you got anything else?
No, I'm set. This was fun. Thank you for having
Well,
me.
thank you, Taylor,
No,
for
thank you.
coming. You know,
Yeah.
we're always happy to have a guest. I mean, Tony and I can riff, but it's always nice to have another mind.
Yeah,
in the
another
works.
mind for molding.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, well, thanks everyone for listening. As always, we're always open to mix-up ideas, episode ideas. We're about to have our end-of-year episode, so please, if you have any questions or thoughts, mailbag type stuff, we'd love to hear it because we're going to be answering questions. So get those answers in.
Yeah, get them while it's hot.
Those questions in, not answers. We're
Yeah.
giving the answers.
Hey, I'll take an answer. We'll give a question. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Can someone just give us one-line answers and then we'll come with the question? No, that'd be fantastic. If you ask yourself, hey, where can I reach out? You can go on Instagram or X at the Live Laugh Lore Pod, or you can also email us at the livelaughLorePod@gmail.com. That's livelaughLorePod, POD @gmail.com.
Thanks, guys.